Hey y'all, so I want to talk about, as a realtor, like when you would not want to work with a client. So I got a call today from somebody who is an investor who owns a property in Memphis and registered on the site to be contacted by top agents. And hang on. All right, phone's about to die, so I had to charge it. This is what they said. Hey, let me tell you about what I'm wanting to do. I'm pretty well versed in owner financing. That's what I want to do. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Because, I also understand owner financing as an investor. I would love to have owner financing as a buyer, especially buying commercial properties. Like, love that. So, yeah, let's go. So I start asking him questions. And I say, so what are you looking, like, first of all, what's the address? So I get the address, right? Hang on, let me get the thing. Got it. All right, so say to him, he's like, yeah, it's been a long-term rental. It's been really good. I don't really want to sell it. I want to avoid cap gains tax, all that stuff. Really want an agent that's going to highlight the owner financing piece. I'm like, well, yeah, sure, got it. Okay, let's go. So tells me, I know what he bought for the house. I know what he paid for the house. He bought it not too long ago. So I'm not going to give any too details about it because, I don't know. He could be on here. So, or the next agent that gets it. I don't want to give anything away. So anyway, I know what he paid for it and I know what he's renting the house for. So I go, great. So let's just say that I believe that the house is probably worth about $90,000. Okay. He says, well, I go, okay, well, let's talk about your owner financing terms. Okay. So what are your owner financing terms? And he goes, well, I'm good with 30-year. It could be talked into 20-year, but probably 30. I'm like, great. I go, and your rate? He goes, well, 8 to 9%. And I'm like, okay, let's keep going. Well, do you know what you want to ask for the property? He goes, well, I know that I want to price it above market value. Why? I said. He goes, well, because, the buyer that I'm going to attract, that's kind of what you do in owner financing. You capitalize on that. I said, no, let me get this straight. So you paid this much for the house not too long ago. You had a long-term tenant in place. The tenant's exited. You want me to advertise on the MLS to people that would normally not be qualified to buy a house. And you want me to offer an 8 to 9% interest rate on a house $10,000 above what you have placed at market value. So you think the house is worth 120, but you want me to advertise it for 130 just because. Well, what kind of down payment are you going to request? He goes, oh, minimum 10%. I said, I'm not interested. And I'm not interested. He goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I'm not interested in fleecing consumers. I actually have a passion for home ownership, and I actually would want to help someone become a homeowner. And really, in my experience, if you're going to offer owner financing, first of all, you're not going to put the house on the MLS because the laws have changed. So realtors aren't going to be showing buyers houses that are not already pre-approved, number one. Number two, the rates are 6%, sir. And sometimes you can even get that rate bought down to 5. So your buyer who would want to pay 10 grand more for the property, have $13,000 in the bank, and want to owner finance a property at between 8 and 9%. Who is that buyer? And you would be fleecing them. You would be taking advantage of their shortfall and not being pre-approved. But you're not going to go on my MLS. I don't mean to be ugly, but my MLS is going to be full of buyers that are pre-approved that understand that their bank mortgage letter is going to be in the 6s. So if anything, if you're going to do owner financing, I would imagine you would do the reverse. You would either charge a little bit higher on an interest rate for a very little down payment, charge a little more on a down payment for a lower interest rate, or beat the bank's rate because you're financing it yourself. But you're not doing that. You want to charge 10 grand. I go, and this is really honest to God what I said, because it's just been a day. I go, let's be honest here. You want to sell the house for $130,000. You think it's worth $120,000. You and I both know that if a tenant lived in there and was only paying $1,000 a month, it's probably in rental condition, par at best. So par pricing is probably $90,000. Let's just be honest. He didn't say anything, so that was an agreement. So you want to take a house that's probably going to sell for around $100K, bump it up $30,000 and charge 8.5%. Let's just use the average. And you want me to help you advertise that, and you want me to help you market that to a pool of buyers that are already pre-approved in my MLS. Listen, there's going to be realtors that will probably do that for you, but I'm not comfortable doing it. And at this point, like, my heart's kind of racing, because I'm like, geez, I don't want to be like too ugly. But then also, no, that's like, gosh, that just feels, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I'm sorry. It doesn't feel right to me. And somebody else might be like, who cares? I do, because I want to help people get houses. I don't want to make them, reliant on the system, relying on that. So he's like, well, maybe I'll just, I could go on Facebook Marketplace. And I'm like, maybe you should, and then as a fallback, you can come back to me if it doesn't work, and we'll talk about how to structure this so that you can appeal to the buyers that are pre-approved with the bank and entice them to use you. Anyway, that's my realtor rant, but it isn't a realtor rant as much as it is like, sometimes you can say no. If it doesn't sit right with your heart, doesn't sit right with your spirit, doesn't sit right with who you are, we're live, love Memphis. We love Memphis. We speak well of Memphis. We would not want to get into a situation where we would hurt somebody. And that is just, I don't know. I don't ascribe to that mindset. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.